Good morning, I want to say, but it's already 1 o'clock. Well, auf jeden Fall. Oh my God, my German is coming in and going out and whatever. I have chai. My coffee's still there a little bit, so I'm switching between coffee and tea. I hope that's okay. This is a video that's related to my channel because some of you want to know how do I make my videos. So it's not about guitar gear, it's about a camera, but some of you like to know what's going on. The camera that I'm looking into right now is a Sony AX1. I do not in any way save money on my video gear. I hope it shows in my videos. The camera I'm looking into is a 4K camera, even though I'm recording HD right now. The camera right here that I'm waving at is a Sony Alpha 6300 with a very nice, don't ask me what lens on it, from Sony. That's also 4K camera right now, again recording in full HD. It's a shitload of data, but when you work in 4K. But the point is, right now buying a camera for YouTube or any kind of video application that's not 4K is not looking into the future. So I have this Sony AX1, which is a big hunk of camera. Has XLR input. It's very professional. It does, even though it's extremely expensive, not really give me what I expected. So I use it, but I prefer actually to use my older, not 4K, but full HD, what is that? HDR CX900, which gets you great results at $1,200. They have this in 4K at $1,600. I don't have it. This is a normal HD camera, but it's a great camera, and I think it looks sharper and more three-dimensional with this compared to the one I'm looking into right now. Now, the Alpha 6300 gives you extremely good results in 4K, in full HD. It's a great camera, but it's a system camera, which means it's really not made for extended video shooting. And that means it overheats, especially in 4K. It is definitely the camera that gets me the best picture. That is the camera I use for my guitar close-up right here. That's when I have the guitar right here. That's what I use. And with the 4K, I actually, if I edit in full HD, it allows me to zoom in because I have 4 times the resolution that I need. So I can actually zoom in ×4 if I wanted to and do moves. So if you actually see the camera moving in and out, there's no one actually going zoom on it. I can do that after the fact if I record in 4K. Now I bought this, which is the AX33. That's the predecessor to the AX53. The 53 is now, again, also 1 generation older. I should have bought the 53. I wanted to save money, so I bought this. It does record in 4K, so the files are 4K. Yes, but the optics don't really allow for 4K. Which means it doesn't look 4K. It doesn't look super sharp. It doesn't look super high resolution. It records in that resolution, yes, but it doesn't mean it actually looks great. It's a good third camera, let's put it that way, if you're working in 4K. So that gives me 3 angles. Now, for NAM, I can't take the AX1. The thing is big. That's what she said. The thing is big. It's heavy. It takes big batteries. It takes these special, what are they called? QXD cards, which are ridiculously expensive. You can only record on those if you want to do 4K. And taking that around at NAMM is not going to happen, or at any trade show. Actually, anywhere I go, it's a big camera. You really need some other guy with a shoulder harness manning that thing. I can't go and do this, okay? Which means that's my camera that has XLR. Now, of course, if you're at a trade show like NAMM, or you're at a loud place like you're at Framus in Warwick, and you want to do something like talk to someone, a shotgun mic is only going to get you that far. Right now, the shotgun mic is about this far away from my mouth, and I'm getting great results. But you can't get that when you're at NAMM. The shotgun mic's going to be away 2-3 meters, which is about, let's say, 9 feet. So you need something with a cable and actually in handheld kind of reporter kind of style mic. So I need a portable camera that shoots great, but has preferably 4K or a nice high-end capability without overheating. Which means my Alpha 6300 is going to be my second camera that I have for great pictures or handheld great shots, but only short ones, which means it won't overheat. Because if I go from booth to booth, it will overheat and then I have to take a break. So now I ordered, I think, camera number, I don't know what that is. It's a shitload of numbers of cameras that I have for many, many different places, solutions. Some of them are bigger, smaller, 4K, non-4K, with battery, SLRs, like this. That's the D5500. I use that for the pictures in my videos with a macro lens. If I don't use a macro lens, I use this, and that's actually the camera that's on the side of the table clamped on to take the side view of the pedals when you see them in my videos, because that is a great, it has this out of focus kind of thing. So you have a very narrow field of range, where narrow field of depth, I think that's what it's called, where it's focused and it looks just really cool and artistic. So I use this lens with it, which is a, don't ask me, Nikon DXVR 18 to 140 millimeter. It looks great. And then I've got a second one of these for another angle. That's a 5200. That was one that I used for a long time now. The nice thing about these is you can actually move the screen around and turn it around. So when I can actually see what I'm filming. Okay. The stupid thing is, the more professional the cameras get, the less you can do that. For me, that's a real problem. Because I sit here and I have no cameraman, which means any camera that can't flip the screen around for me is a real issue, like the Alpha 6300, which I have right in front of me. So I have an HDMI cable running to a small screen, which cost me $150, right over there, so I can actually see if it's in focus and what kind of frame I'm getting. On the AX1, I can flip the screen around, which is nice, which is what I'm looking at right now. Yesterday we filmed a video, Kiana and I, for the Angle Metal Master, and the problem was, for the first time, we used the extra screen that I bought for the new camera, which is below it. So the whole time we were staring not in the camera but at the screen. We're gonna have to fix that. I'm gonna have to get that screen somehow to go up there right next to where we're looking. I have to figure that out, because the new camera doesn't have a screen that flips around, which is so anti-YouTube, so anti-people that film themselves. It only goes up and down, but we'll look at it. There's a lot of information for people that are interested in maybe doing YouTube videos. And obviously, there are people who do amazing videos, like Pete Thorne. Pete Thorne does an amazing job. I love the guy. Killer player, amazing tracks. He has a one-camera system. I actually think Fluff uses one camera. I personally like to go nuts, not plan an awful lot, as you can tell. Film and then have all the angles at my disposal so I can work with them later. So yes, I use 6-7 cameras sometimes to get my foot if it's on a pedal, and the amp in front, and amp and pedal and all that stuff. Why not? So here is the brand new Canon XC15. When I bought the AX1, I looked at the XC10, but it didn't have XLR inputs, which was a big drawback. And it needed those special CFast cards, which are ridiculously expensive, just like the QXD cards. Now, I have a stupid Sony that needs QXD cards that cost a ridiculous amount of money, and a stupid Canon that needs these CFast cards that cost a ridiculous amount of money. And of course, I need a reader for the CFast and a reader for the QXD. The accessories are really the thing that kills you. But hopefully this camera is exactly what I need, well, for my main camera here, and hopefully for being mobile and running around. That's neat. Woo. Bill, that's a very, very important thing, because I need to deduct that thing from the taxes. Definitely a bigger box than I thought. Here it is. The XC15 from Canon, 4K camera. And it looks kind of like a picture camera. It should have the same kind of size, but it can do 4K, and it has detachable XLR, which means if I don't need it, if I don't need the XLR inputs, I can use my very trusty, inexpensive $250. Why is the, hello? Why is it not so bright? Okay, Rode video mic. It's mono, but it works really well. This actually, at a distance, records pretty well. This is what I use most of the time on this camera. Mounted, very nice. But if I need XLR, I can actually use cables and mics and work with this. And the nice thing is it's not always attached, it's actually a detachable, a détachable in the French. Here's an extra battery, but I already bought 4 more, so I should have 6 batteries, which means at NAMM I should be able to go a day or 2 without recharging the batteries. Here we have very nice, we have loads of information. We have an actual manual, paper manual, which is nice. Beknopfte Handling. What? It's an ugly camera, I can tell you that. It's not pretty, but who cares? So here's a lot of stuff in the box. Look at this stuff. A lot of stuff in the box. So we're gonna, for those who care, take it out of the box. Please don't watch this if you're into guitar gear, but if you want to know what I do to get you the guitar gear reviews, this is what you have to watch. Let's take this out. This is a Gegenlichtblende, a thing that blocks out stray sunny ray things. I don't use it on any camera because I don't really know exactly what it's for, because I don't really know what I'm doing. What is this? That's the thing that you put on the back of the camera if you want to look into it as a cameraman. Because it's actually pretty cool. This thing, let me see, actually just clips on the screen and becomes like a magnifying glass with a little mirror in it. I probably won't need that because I'll rarely be behind the camera. That's pretty neat. Which also means it's not constantly attached and takes up space. So this camera, let's call it, it's kind of modular. This should be the XLR module, which is very cool that you can just take it off and you don't always carry it around. So if you need it, put it on. Here we go. This is very, very cool. So, it mounts on like this or like this. So see, it mounts onto the flash mount, and it's woohoo, this is so cool. It also can mount onto a standard camera mount. You can mount it like this or like this. Here's a thing where you can put a mic in, a shotgun mic, and that's nice. That's actually rubberized. Then we have this panel here. Let's see. Channel 1, channel 2, line, mic, or 48 volt. Oh, and you can set it to auto. Oh, this is metal. This is nice. It feels like metal. Auto or manual, and having an auto mode is always nice because then your levels are safe. So you put this onto auto, mic 48 volts, or whatever, and I could actually have a mic on an amp, a mic here, a clip-on mic, whatever I want to use. This is neat. And then on the side here are the inputs, which can you... Oh, you take this off... No! You don't take this off completely. There's a little rubbery thing that holds it in place. That is super cool, and 2 XLR inputs, and this is the audio out. And this connects with the cable to the camera. Okay, I'm already impressed, and this I can have in my camera bag for when I need it, but not for always. Neato! It's just a power cable for probably the charger. This is the mini DVI HDMI cable, which of course I need to plug it into the screen because I can't get behind the camera. Here we have battery number 6, and trust me, you definitely want as many batteries as you can possibly have. Here is the cable that connects from the XLR thingy to the camera. I really like this modular approach. Solid cable. Of course, if you lose this or break it, you're pretty much shit out of luck. There's probably a replacement cable from Canon, so we want to make sure we know where that is. A strap. What else do we have? Net style. Okay, so the power adapter is rather spacious. Let's put it that way. Holy shit, that's a big thing. That's what she said. What does it want? 8.4 volts at 3.7 milliamps. Uh-huh. Well, that's for the studio here. That's not for carrying around. I don't even know if I want to take that to NAMM with me because there's a big chance I can't use it stationary at all. So, okay. What else do we have? That's just a normal, looks like a USB 2 cable. Probably for data transfer or updates. It's a very nice box, I gotta say this. It's a very nice box. Everything neatly packaged into their own compartment. I could even find the right places for everything again. And these little fabric things, very nice. Camera has a bit of weight. It's slightly bigger than your normal DSLR. Actually, it's not. It's normal DSLR size. Weight is pretty good, but this is the size of it, so this is really nice. Very neat. Obviously, camera mount at the bottom. Access card. And there goes the CFast or the SD card. It can also record on SD, but only full HD. Which I probably do at NAMM. I mean, uploading from California in 4K is probably ridiculous. So the screen, yeah, it flips up, but no further than, if it flipped all the way up, I could use it, but no, it doesn't. It goes down, that's great, you can film down. You can film like this, which is nice, but it doesn't flip around. So the camera is very, very useless if you're filming by yourself, if you want to do this. You can't flip the screen around. They should really do this. So here's the input for the audio, which means we'll put this thing on top of here. Wait. Then, of course, it gets bigger. That's what she said. And you plug in the audio cable here. Do you screw that in? I have to pull that back. That's nice. And then you open this audio thing. And that's it. Or you could decide, where you want to channel that, or you could possibly put that through here or whatever. There's a wheel, picture. Okay, you can of course take pictures with this. I think 8 megapixel or something. Magnification, that's neat. And the lens, of course, is fixed. So you can't change the lens on it. Manual or automatic autofocus. There's a mic input, which means I could still use my Rode mic for probably most applications, unless it gets really too loud. That is very neat, which on the AX1 I can't do. It doesn't have a normal input. And here we have USB, HDMI, and power. Neat, this rubber stuff feels relatively solid. And here, of course, in the studio, it will be installed firmly right now where I'm looking. Like pretty much right here, to probably be my main camera. Headphone out, which is nice. Right there. Oh, there's a menu button and a little thumb stick to navigate the menu. at the bottom here, this is where the battery goes in. So this whole thing is for battery. Question is, can you flip this thing around? Probably not. And it looks like you should be able to turn this, but apparently not. So I'll play around with this. All this to give you the best videos I can possibly make. And a tax write-off. But for those who support my channel, this is also where the money goes. Want to thank you. I'm uploading my first Q&A video to Patreon today, so for everyone who pledged $5 or more, they can watch a Patreon-only Q&A video. Turned out quite long, but whatever. So, thank you. I'm gonna play around with the new stuff now, and see you later.
Bruno. Bruni. What you got?